Teofimo Lopez is on Shakur Stevenson's bumper. He said he wants to make him cry like a little... In this video, that's what we're going to talk about. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I made part one of this video really introducing the recent back and forth that's been going on. Basically, check that video out. Teo Lopez, he had called out Shakur Stevenson, or he posted like, which one should I fight? Kind of like a poll for his fans to vote. Shakur Stevenson said, I already said I'm down to fight. Let's get to it, blah, blah, blah. So the two have been going back and forth. The most recent is Teofimo Lopez posted a tweet. After I whoop on Shakur Stevenson and make him cry like the little he is, I am calling out Ryan Garcia. So Teofimo is firm and he is confident that he would whoop Shakur Stevenson, and then he would set his sights on Ryan Garcia. As far as Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez's name was mentioned by Garcia's promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar De La Hoya said he wants to see Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez. Ryan has also responded to that, where Ryan Garcia said that he would knock out Teofimo and he got the right style for Teo. So it's good to have that back and forth. Listen, Ego thoughts, the moment you've been waiting for. I love boxing, but I don't love what's going on right now. Too much talk. Boxing is not about talk. These guys train their whole lives since a very young age to get active. That's what fans want to see. And social media has made it where fighters can communicate and reach thousands of people, depending on how big their brand is and how many people follow them, instantaneously. And it almost ruins boxing, because I feel like part of boxing is, like, to be honest, masculine. It's a masculine energy. Not saying females can't box, but there's a level of like aggression, kind of like battle rap, right? When I look at battle rap, I don't want to see like pleasantries and sweet stuff. I want to see two rappers, hungry, aggressive, delivery, punchlines. That's what you want to see from battle rap. You don't want to like beat around the bush. You don't want it to be cookie cutter. But boxing with social media, to me, is cookie cutter. It makes it almost like the Mouseketeers or Nickelodeon, because you could talk as crazy as you want on the internet. Just look through the comments. People are like, I'll do this and Phil Florin and Phil and I mean, anybody could be any person on the internet. When I was growing up, they had a thing called alcohol liquid courage, because like young drinkers who are just getting in the game, starting to drink, young kids and, you know what I mean, whatever. And all of a sudden, it's like Clark Kent Superman. They would turn into Superman. You went to school with this person and you know how they act. And then they get some liquor in their system, and liquor sometimes frees people's inhibitions. And then all of a sudden they have some Mad Dog 2020 or some of the crazy stuff that people, Four Loko or whatever. And now they feel emboldened and empowered. And they're like, hey, is this the dude from 5th period math class? Like, it don't even act like the same person. And that's how some people are. Some people, they get turned out by the drink. And that's what we used to call it, liquid courage. Because we know how you're talking, how you're acting, you're not about that. But the alcohol done got in your system, and now you're almost like a different person. But the problem is, somebody could call your car. If you in public acting a fool and you try to act like Mr. Tough Guy, somebody's going to pull your ticket. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I look at social media as. Like, you got fighters who like, I'll fight you tomorrow. I'll fight you. And then it's just bigger than that. Sometimes they got promoters that don't want to make the fight. The network might not want to put up the money for the fight. So the fans, we just sit back. Not me personally, because I'm too smart to fall into this play and into these games. But ultimately, fans get like tossed around and fake hope, because it looks like Shakur and Teo are about it and want to fight, but then there's no paperwork, there's no network agreeing to the fight, there's no exchange of money and purses being like covered. So it's like there's so many variables. Unless you guys are gonna spar and then no one gets in the way and blocks it, it's not as easy as calling out Joe Blow and then the fight happens. I remember Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia for years, they were kind of going back and forth. They even agreed to spar in LA and, you know, see who's the best. Golden Boy got in the way of that. So, you know what I mean? Like the social media, to me, is like a mirage. It's not a real world. And it's sad because I personally, I can't get hyped off of this stuff because I want to see names on a contract, a press conference, ring walks, show me that, and then I'll get excited. But for the news purpose, that's what's going on with Teo and Shakur. Shakur needs a resume name like Teofimo. You know, people were like, oh, but Zepeda. I didn't value Zepeda as this like game-changing challenge. At least Teo can say, I was counted out versus Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. Shakur don't have no names like a Teofimo that I think would be such a great fight where, I don't know, maybe they could do something with him. Maybe. He's a good fighter. Let me know what you think.